Alright, y'all. This sweet potato pulling time. So I'm gonna get all these vines out the way first. But while I do that, somebody had asked me to kind of do an in-depth video or talk about the difference between sweet potatoes and yams again. Okay. Now let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all probably gonna get mad at me saying this like this, but I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it. The white man Bruce got folk mixed up. When you see that can of Bruce's yams, those are not yams in that can. Those are sweet potatoes all day long. And I'm going to educate y'all and tell y'all why they call them yams. So as I have told people a million times, yams are not native to the Americas. At least not North America. Yams are native to tropical areas. And they really originate in Africa and Asia. And that's why you'll notice that African diets, as well as Asian diets, have a lot of yams. You can go to the African or Asian markets and you can find yams in their market. Real yams. Look at that little bit of sweet potato. Y'all see? So, that being said, the yams that are in the Caribbean, I suspect, now there may have been some varieties that maybe were already in the Caribbean, but I suspect those yams you see people growing in the Caribbean, I suspect that they were probably brought by the enslaved. I do not think that they were already there. I could be wrong, but if you notice that the Caribbean, they kept a lot more of their, what I call, Africanized way of being. Why are you pushing on the door? Anyway, talking to the dogs, y'all. But they kept way more of their Africanized way of being than we did in America. So I feel like the only people in America that really kept a lot of their African ways are the Gullah and Geechee people. And then if you go down and Gullah Geechee people and some of the people in New Orleans, they kept a lot of their ways. But so many other people just, I don't know if it's assimilation or what. But that being said, when we got here, we want foods that are similar to what we had at home. So if we did not bring yams with us, we found something similar. And sweet potatoes are similar to those yams that people were used to before they crossed via the transatlantic triangle. So, sweet potatoes, on the other hand, do come from temperate areas. Can you grow them in tropical climates? Yes, you can. Long as you got a long enough season, you can grow them. So when we start making do with what we had, we didn't call them sweet potatoes. We called them yams because that's what we were accustomed to. And when I say we, I mean my ancestors and other folk ancestors that were caught up in the madness. So, that being said, black people make dishes out of them that are similar to the dishes they made back home with yams. And when they make those dishes, they will continue to call them yams even though they knew that they were not yams. They knew that they were not the same plant. So that's why you get that name that continues to proliferate in people saying yams when they're not yams, they are sweet potatoes. I was on Instagram one day and somebody grew these exact sweet potatoes. Well, they didn't grow them. They made a sweet potato pie with these exact sweet potatoes that I'm growing, the ones that are purple. And you saw black people all in the comments talking about how, ooh, that looks nasty because it's purple and everything. I mean, it's just a sweet potato pie, but it's purple. And you got people talking about it look nasty. I'm going to encourage black people, step out of your norms, because these purple ones have more nutrition in them. They're also a touch sweeter than the orange ones as well. But that being said, what difference does it make that your sweet potato pie is purple? As long as it tastes good. But you know, like I said, then you had people fighting in the comments talking about these ain't yams and all this. No, they're not yams, they're sweet potatoes. And then people talking about, oh, well, they can say yams. I don't care what they can say. Bruce co-opted that and patented the word yams. If you notice, you will never see yams on any other canned sweet potato product, because he patented the word yam, because he knew that if you did that, black people would do what? Buy it. And not just black people, but white people too. But let's be honest, if you look at black people's level of consumption and other people's level of consumption, we consume so much stuff, it's unreal. Somebody talked about it, how we do way too much consuming and not enough creating. We're some of the most creative people you'll ever find, but we spend most of our time consuming instead of creating something for somebody else to consume. So that being said, that's why on that can it says yams. He has patented the word yam just for that. But what's in that can is absolutely sweet potatoes. If I'm not mistaken, if you look on the back of the can and look at the ingredients, I believe it says sweet potatoes, if I'm not mistaken. I know it used to, but I don't buy that because Bruce's, that's trash. I don't like it. I don't like the way it tastes. You can tell that ain't no black folks had nothing to do with the making of that in that can. So I'm not interested. Now, going on from there, let's talk a little bit about yams. Yams look totally different. They do not grow totally different. So I've showed y'all my yam plants in the back. The leaves are a different shape. They're similar to this leaf shape, but not the same. The vines are different. Most yams produce an aerial tuber, which is a little bitty version of the yam that you can plant. But the way you really can tell that you have yams is when you dig up the yam, and I'm going to tell y'all to go to Backyard Farmer Pat. She dug up a bunch of yams. Real, true African yams, what they call in Jamaica. They call them either yellow yam. They have another one they call white yam. When you dig those things up, they are the ugliest. Like when sweet potatoes is dug up and you rinse the dirt off, they're all pretty. The skins are smooth. Those real yams, they look totally different. They're huge. You should see the big one she dug up. I want to say she said it was over 20 or 30 pounds. Sweet potatoes will never get that big. They also look totally different. Sweet potatoes are very hairy looking. They got a lot of roots and they're very ugly looking. They're not a pretty looking thing. When you go buy them in the store, they look very hairy and furry looking. And they're very, strange shapes. Does it grow a vine? Yes, they do grow vines. But like I said, their vines are gonna have aerial tubers, whereas sweet potatoes are not gonna have that. Like you will never have those little things I was plucking off. You'll never have that on the vine. However, a yam is similar to a sweet potato, and that's why I said when the enslaved came here, they were looking for things that were similar, and they said, this grow on a vine. If you take a yam and let the vine run on the ground, it'll root just like a sweet potato. It'll do all that. And they found that they had tubers up under the ground. Now the tubers were a little bit different, but they found that they had tubers. They said, okay, well, this is something similar. Let's see, can we make dishes out of this like we did back home? So that's the way that worked. So yeah, your sweet potatoes and yams not gonna be the same, but I encourage you to grow both if you can. I know everybody can't grow everything. I'm blessed to be able to grow what I want. I can't grow everything. I wish I could grow all of what Dan grows, but I refuse to move to Florida. So, but yeah, y'all, it's quite interesting if you look at these different things. And like I said, some people, I do believe the enslaved brought some yams with them, the same way they brought okra, the same way. You know, what I want y'all to understand is black people are very industrious. If you don't have many black friends, or you haven't been around a lot of black people, you'll figure out real quick. We figure out how to do things really fast. It don't take long. We figure out how to make a way out of no way. And it don't take long to do that. And sometimes we get into stuff that we ain't got no business. Because the idle mind, you know, it's not that good of a thing to have. Y'all wonder what I'm doing with all those vines over there. For those who've never seen me do this before, I've done this harvest. Every year I do it. And every year it gets a lot of views too. But I'm doing this harvest, and I'm gonna throw all those vines to the side, and you'll see when I get through digging up my sweet potatoes, you will see that I will actually bury all of this green matter back into this bed. They talk about crop rotation. Crop rotation is a thing. George Washington Carver actually, which is the greatest scientist of the 20th century. If you don't believe me, look up all the stuff he had his hand in and how he saved the South, because no other scientist is willing to do it. And he's not even from the South, but that's that. Wait a minute, or is he from the South? I know he went to school in Iowa, which I won't never understand that, but it is what it is. He may have did correspondence. I'm not sure how he went to school. But I'm going to bury all of that, and that's why I can get away with not doing crop rotation over here, because I never completely deplete the soil. I always put things back. You need to do crop rotation when you're gardening that or farming that old way, where you just use synthetics and you never really put anything back in the soil. That's when you need to try to practice crop rotation. I'm gonna go in here where I see some vines coming up out of the ground, and this ground is very soft, very soft. I don't know what I'm gonna get, y'all. I live not get nothing. See, here we go with all this little bitty stuff. This ground is very soft. I don't know. There's a little something growing. But if I don't get nothing, it's all right. Well, it's a little something. This ground is very loose. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful ground. And if I see any of those small tubers or whatever, I'm just gonna put them back. Y'all, I don't never, and if I don't get a big harvest, I'm gonna put it all back too. I never plant slips. Because I know me and I know how I'm gonna do. And people say, oh, I saw this, Lord have mercy. Somebody, oh, you can't get no sweet potatoes if you plant the the tuber or whatever. And I saw his harvest. He had a beautiful harvest, but he's absolutely wrong. Go back and look at my old sweet potato. And like I said, I didn't plant no slips. That's a sweet potato, ain't it? People will say all kinds of stuff, and they repeat, like I said, they repeat all of this gardening folklore that are indeed lies. And that's why I advocate for people to not just repeat stuff. Try it first before you do all that repeating. Because you're probably just setting up, repeating and regurgitating a bunch of lies, and we don't want to promote that, because we have people that are trying to learn the garden in these times, and we don't want them learning fallacies. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the one reason why I feel like I may not get nothing. This summer was so rough on me and so dry, and I was struggling to keep this stuff watered. And if you don't keep your sweet potatoes watered, you can cancel it. You're not going to get anything. And that's the honest to God truth. But like I told somebody, I've been eating off these sweet potato greens. And if you didn't see my video when I made my... Uh-oh, what's that? Something hard. That ain't a sweet potato though. Uh-oh, maybe it was. Oh, it was. I don't know. But see there, y'all? I may get just a touch. I don't think I'm going to get a lot. I'm not seeing a lot. I can hear my dogs in there just fighting and playing. Y'all hear them barking? They so doggone silly. But all these little bitty, all that stuff, I throw that stuff to the side and plant all that stuff back. That's gonna be my my potatoes for next year. Because I'm not doing all them slips, and I got to work smarter, not harder, people. I ain't doing all that. Like I said, this ground is loose. It's just I struggle to keep it watered. So, but I got a bunch of sweet potato greens, so I ain't tripping. It ain't like it's a lost cause. A lot of people look at it like, oh, you didn't get a whole bunch of sweet potatoes. But no, I might not have, but I've been eating on these greens all season. And I'll put it to you like this. I wouldn't be surprised if the sweet potato greens are more nutritious than the actual sweet potato. I don't know. I know they're probably going to have different nutrients. Ain't go a little something. This is where a bunch of stuff is coming up out of the ground. Yeah, I just really couldn't keep these watered the way I wanted. I had potential here. But you see all these roots and all that will grow back and be your sweet potatoes. So just bury the stuff, plant it back. See, I got a bunch of fingerling. See what's over here. See a bunch of this stuff, all this stuff. All that's going back down in the ground. Go. Yeah, I'm just digging through the prettiest dirt. Look like that's all I'm doing today. Digging through the prettiest dirt. And this dirt is so pretty like this because, oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. I speared that one good. That was a good one, too. I'm probably going to throw that back in the ground. But yeah, this dirt is pretty like this because every year I plant back all of those vines and all of that stuff breaks down in here. Oh, I think I got a pine root. Yep. Pine root. No sweet potato. It go a little. I'm gonna leave this collard plant. There's one. Oh my goodness gracious. Just a bunch of little old bit of stuff, y'all. Finally got one worth something. Look at that. Oh, look at that. I think I done found where a lot of them is at. That look like a seed potato or something. Wonder what that was. It was a pine root. Y'all, I think I'm done. Show y'all how I'm gonna put this bed back together. Actually, you know what? Go back. Sorry about that, folks. All this little stuff. It's not a bunch of these I'm gonna hang on to, y'all, because they're just so little. It ain't worth my time. And then that one that I damaged pretty bad, I'm gonna plant it back too. I don't even see it. But like all that there, all them roots and stuff. So I'm gonna take all these little ones and just throw them down in here, all the way down this row. No rhyme or reason. Just throw them down in here. It is. And then this one I damaged real bad. That's going in there too, because I mean I could use it right quick, but you really need to let these cure. Then on top of that goes all my vines. I may not have enough dirt to cover the vines with. I don't think I'm gonna have enough dirt to cover them. Oh, you know what? I bought that whatever dirt that was, that seed starting mix. I bought all that. So let me get them to stop right now. Hey, no. No. Stop. Hush. Sit. Stop, Uno. Uno. No. All right, y'all, I'm back. But anyway, so I'm gonna step on all these vines and crush them down. Into this trench. And all of these vines will compost down. Right where they are. Oh, not sticks. Just vine. Alright, y'all. And I'm gonna push dirt over them as much as I can. But y'all know that seed starting mix I had got before. I'm gonna put a bunch of that seed starting mix over the top of this to finish covering it, because I want this covered so that the worm and everything else can break this down real good. I thought I didn't have enough dirt to really cover it, but there's another. Ow, pine cone. And then keep in mind over the winter, pine straw and all kind of stuff is gonna fall on top of this bed. So that's a stick. But yeah, y'all. So y'all see my little sweet potato harvest. That's it. Like I said, I had a hard time keeping stuff watered, so I'm actually not surprised. I'm gonna throw that on top of this. Some of this little grass and stuff that done got high. All of this is stuff that you can throw on top and it'll break down and do what it's supposed to do. So hope y'all enjoyed that. Let me show y'all this. Y'all see Chris and Felix come out from over there like twins. Anyway, till next time. Y'all late. Y'all was supposed to help. It's like shake and bake, and y'all didn't help. Y'all pitiful. But anyway, until next time. See you guys later.